What's up, YouTube? So I figure I go from doing a live video to a more personal video on my phone like I normally do. Right now, I want to say rest in peace, Hugh Hefner. He passed away at the age of 91. Okay, Hugh Hefner was 91 years old when he passed away. This dude lived a long fucking life, and he saw so much, dude, so much. We're smoking a nice fat bowl of pipe tobacco for Hugh, of course. Oh yeah, that's good pipe. Check this out, YouTube. Look what I have here. Exhibit Exhibit A. Oh yes, Playboy Natural. There's this one, and there's this one. These are the only two Playboy magazines I own, but what makes these so special is that I can't show you the inside of the magazine. I cannot show you the insides of these magazines on YouTube, but what I can tell you is that these are original nude Playboy magazines. Why does that matter? I'm going to gently set these down over here for a second. Just right there, just like that. Alright. Well, because a couple months back or so, the head executive of Playboy, who as it turns out isn't Hugh Hefner anymore, even before he passed away, like, the new head executive of Playboy was like, okay, so how are we supposed to compete with online porn? We're no longer going to feature nude models in our magazine to try to appeal to a wider audience. I can get that, but at the same time, it's like, it kind of feels like they sold out on what they originally started on, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why the new head executive did it, because he does make a fair point. You know, why would anybody in these modern times pay for a magazine with a naked chick in it when they could scour the internet? You know, they could even be specific, like if they're into blondes, for instance, they can be like, hot nude blonde chick with big tits, Google search that shit, boom, you got images out the ass, dude. So I can understand why the new head executive was like that, but at the same time, like I said, it feels like the new head executive basically fucking sold out on what Playboy was originally about. Now, here's some history for you. Back in the day, before Playboy was even a magazine, our society was more sexually repressed than it is now. And Hugh Hefner basically said, okay, you know what? The female body can be sexy without it being pornographic. You know what I'm saying? He was basically saying, he was challenging the concept back in the day. Hugh Hefner was like, okay, I want to show the world that a woman can be sexy without it being sexual. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, YouTube? Like, if that makes any sense? Like, Hugh Hefner is basically like, okay, like I said, he's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I want to show the world that it's okay to have a natural lust for a woman's body, and that, you know, I want to create a tasteful magazine that says, okay, here's some sexy-ass naked women, but it's tastefully done. It's not raunchy or over the top. And here's some interesting articles to pique your intellect for a minute, if you will. So it didn't just feature sexy-ass women. It also featured articles and stuff, you know. And then, of course, women back in the day were like completely offended by Hugh Hefner's magazine when it first came out. They're like, oh, how dare you? This magazine is objectifying women. You're just a pervert. You're selling porn, you know. And women back in the day saying that shit compared to 95% of the crap that's on the internet, you know. And on top of that, you know, it's like, okay, have you seen Hustler magazine? Same concept as Playboy, but a bit more raunchy, you know? You know what I'm saying, YouTube? Like, come on now. You know, Hugh Hefner was one of those people that was like, I'm going to take what society has as a concept and I'm going to challenge that idea. I'm going to make something of myself. Start off from nothing. Start off from jack shit. And then, boom, you know, fucking die out at 91 years old like a fucking pimp. Like the biggest fucking pimp you ever did see. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, like, straight up. To go from having nothing to dying at 91 years old, a fucking legend. Like, seriously. Back in the day, you know, when Playboy first came out, it was very controversial. You know, because society was, back then, was taught anything naked is considered pornographic, and unfortunately society is a lot like this today, that has a lot to do with its, you know, repressed sexualized bullshit, you know what I'm saying, that some people, and it's very natural, you know, if you walk into an art museum and you see a painting of a beautiful naked woman, and the sight of that beautiful woman and her exposed breasts gives you a boner, that doesn't mean that that tasteful art is pornographic. It means you're heterosexual and you have a natural lust for women. There's nothing wrong with that. In society back then, when Hugh Hefner was first starting Playboy, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you would have shown people back in the day Chatterbait females, the Chatterbait females section, if you would have shown people back in the day online internet porn, they would have lost their shits. They would have been like, whoa, that's too much, you know. Guarantee it. If you would have shown somebody growing up in Hugh Hefner's time when he first came out with Playboy, if you would have shown someone from that time era, X videos, UJizz, fucking any porn site, it doesn't matter which one, they would have been like, holy fuck, this shit's way worse than the magazine. They're like, they would have, this sincerely, people bitching about Playboy when it first came out, all these feminists and what have you. Okay, I wish I had a fucking time machine so I could take some of these feminists forward in time. I'm like, oh, okay, you think Playboy is raunchy. Oh, honey, you are in for a treat. Fucking tie them down to a fucking chair and be like, you're gonna watch 10 hours of uncensored internet porn, and after that 10 hours, and after that fucking 10 hours, if you still say Playboy is more raunchy, then you're stupid. I mean, that's a bit drastic of an example, but you get what I'm saying? Like, in a sense, you could say that Playboy, it taught people to not repress their natural sexual urges, and it taught people that the woman body should be celebrated and not, you know, shunned in society, because that's essentially what it was. YouTube is before Playboy came about, way before Playboy came about. You know, if you wanted to see naked women, you might get lucky walking home from a friend's house one night, and then, oh, there's Mrs. So-and-so from down the street. She just got out of the shower. Oh, shit, she got some nice titties. And that's usually how, you know, that's, or you go to what's called a peep show. You pay like a couple cents, and you go into a movie theater, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, if you wanted to view anything that was considered sexual back in the day, you had the porno theaters, you had the black and white images and this and that, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, you know, had troubles going to that. Like, going in, yes, but a lot of people would feel shame leaving those theaters because of how sexually repressed society was back then. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? So a lot of people were like, you know, they were kind of, they tried to be, you know, they were shifty and shady as fuck leaving those theaters, because they were like, dude, I don't want to, you know, especially if they were a well-known member of that community, You know, and you got some well-known member of community viewing schmut material, you know, or what have you. You know, people would talk like they do now. One thing that has never fucking changed, YouTube, people talk shit. That is one thing that has never fucking changed. From back in the day to when Hugh Hefner first started Playboy to fucking today. Unfortunately, there are still going to be some women out there who are going to sit there and say that, you know, Playboy is pornographic, this and that, blah, blah, blah. There are still some people who think like that. And you can't help them see reason. You know, you can't smack them across the head repeatedly. You know, you can't force them to watch internet porn as a comparison to sit there and say, really? You want to call a woman posing naturally by a poolside naked pornographic and raunchy, but come on now, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to be that guy, but a lot of women who bitch about Playboy are not attractive enough to be in that magazine, so they find some way to internalize that anger by complaining about the one thing they could never be. Oh, was that too much? No, it wasn't. And, you know, if you're not that kind of a woman, just because you're not in a modeling magazine, that doesn't mean jack shit. You know, you have a use in society, you just have to fucking find it. You know what I'm saying? Because when women attack other women in a magazine or anything like that and claim it's for feminist reasons and this and that, a lot of it is just fucking jealousy, bro. Like, straight the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And just because society deems these women attractive physically, mentally, and whatever, you know, some of these women, yeah, you know, yeah. But to be fair, not every Playboy bunny is a brainless dutsy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of an unfair stereotype, if you ask me. That's like no different than saying, oh, every person who drinks alcohol is going to be violent and emotional. You know, like, come on. Because you notice that whenever you bitch about something, it only makes it more popular. You know what I'm saying? So all these women back in the day who were calling Hugh Hefner a sexist and a pig and this and that, they failed to realize that Hugh Hefner was for women's rights all along. Like, straight the fuck up. That's real talk right there. And how do I know this? Because, oh, imagine that. I think, yeah, it was like a couple years before he passed away. I watched this documentary on YouTube about Hugh Hefner, and I was like, hell yeah. You know. But that's the sucky part about getting old, is we all gonna fucking die. And if there's one thing I can take from Hugh Hefner's death, enjoy life to the max. I mean, I'm fighting off a cold that's practically almost gone. You know what I'm saying? And as an example of never giving up on your dreams, you know how many times I could imagine when Hugh Hefner was trying to get his Playboy magazine started, I imagine he got rejected a couple times. People thought the idea of featuring naked women in a magazine was lewd and crude, and how dare you? You know, that was just a society back then, you know. These days, it's really no different. It's just more toned down, you know. Desensitized by porn on the internet, of course, but there are those occasional motherfuckers that will get offended by breastfeeding in public. And you have to be a stupid motherfucker to be offended by breastfeeding in public. Here's the thing. Being a parent is not easy. You have a lot of shit to deal with. Now, most mothers will pre-pump their breast milk. They'll have a couple bottles stored up, just in case, you know. But sometimes in your hectic life as a parent, you might run out of pre-pumped bottles. And you're stuck in a situation where, okay, You either listen to the kid crying their fucking eyes out, or you whip out your fucking tit and feed them. And personally, YouTube, if I'm in a restaurant enjoying a meal with my family or by myself or with a date or what have you, or if I'm in the fucking grocery store, the last thing I want to listen to is some kid crying their fucking eye out. So do you think I give two shits? No. If a mother wants to discreetly whip out her fucking boobs and feed her kid in public, and you know what I'm saying, someone might see boob for like 2 seconds. Ooh, heaven forbid, right? But then she puts the blanket on and everything's Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I tend to think people who get offended by breastfeeding, I sincerely tend to think that people who get offended by breastfeeding were never breastfed as children. Oh. I also tend to think that people who were never breastfed as children who grew up to be offended by breastfeeding are also people who are offended by breastfeeding are sexually repressed. I can guarantee it. Guarantee it. And Hugh Hefner's magazine Playboy, he took a sexually repressed society that was afraid to admit certain things, and he said, hey, it's okay to find women attractive, and I'm going to do it in a tasteful manner, and it's not just going to be naked women. We're going to have classy articles, too, about hot-button issues and political stuff, you know what I'm saying? So you get more out of it. So you're getting more out of Playboy magazine than just a healthy boner, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. And one time I read the online article that said Playboy was switching over to non-nude for their magazine. I seen the article and I was like, wait a minute, what? And then I read the article, and the head executive who took over for Playboy, I guess, after some shit, whatever, you know, said, like I said, the person said, how can we compete with online porn? Okay, here's the thing, Slick. A lot of people don't want to view online porn because they don't want viruses and crap on their computers. So yeah, you might be able to go on the internet and look at free pictures of naked chicks, but free comes at a cost, and if your computer is not built to handle it, and you do that shit excessively, you're gonna burn through computers like fucking cigarettes, dude. And so for a lot of people who are like, you know what, I just want to see some naked boobies, and I don't want no bullshit. They walk into the local gas station, like, hey, got a fucking pack of smokes and a fucking Playboy magazine, yeah! You know, and then yeah, that's how a lot of people would do it, dude, straight up. They'd be like, okay, you know what, I might be paying magazine fee, but having a collection of Playboys this fucking high versus, you know, burning through computers every 3 to 4 years, because, you know, and for a lot of older people, they're like, you know what, for real. But then Playboy was like, no, we'll still feature nude models on our hardcover books, but the mainstream magazine is going to go nude free to appeal to a wider audience. Which, you got to make money. I understand that 100%. But like I said, it just feels like they kind of sold out, you know, considering how Playboy first started. I would certainly hope they talked to Hugh Hefner about this before they made that humongous switch. And this was a couple years before he passed away, mind you. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, because if they did this behind his fucking back, that would piss me the fuck off, dude. If they pulled that change in Playboy magazine behind Hugh Hefner's back, I would be so fucking pissed. I'm like, well, wait a second. If it was me, I sincerely, YouTube, if it was me, I would have been like, oh, okay, so you just changed my fucking magazine that I fucking started behind my fucking back and don't tell me shit. Fuck you, you're fired. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I do. Straight the fuck up. That's what I do. Trust and believe. But I don't know, man. You know. And hopefully he died doing what he loved doing, you know? That's all you can do, is hope, you know? And more than likely, he probably died having sex with some hot-ass chick. And if you did, that's the fucking best way to go, man. Shit. You're dying getting some good-ass pussy, and you're 91 years old, and you're like, you're getting too old for sex, but you don't care, you're still going, because, you know, yeah. I mean, that'd be the best way to go. I don't honestly know personally how he went, but you can't say that he didn't live a full and fulfilling life. You know what I'm saying? And the sweetest, I swear to fucking God, this is the sweetest fucking thing. Marilyn Monroe was Hugh Hefner's first Playboy bunny. Okay? And on his dying wish, Hugh Hefner himself said, "Bury me next to Marilyn Monroe." Straight up. No bullshit. I'm like, you know what? That's classy. I can respect that. You have, you know, she wasn't your wife, but she was your first Playboy bunny, and you started an empire. Fucking hey, dude. That's what I'm fucking saying. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I know a lot of people on Facebook right now are gonna be like, "Rip Hugh Hefner," you know, and spreading it like wildfire and shit. And I can't get on Facebook for another 15, 14 days, so I figured I'd make a video, you know, like straight up. No, seriously, if the women back then who were saying Playboy is sex, oh damn it, that's good pipe tobacco. If the women back then, who were saying Playboy was sexist and degrading and this and that and blah blah blah, I would have been like, oh okay, here's a video, I want you to watch it. Well, what's the video of? It's called 4 Girls Finger Paint. I'd be like, here, just watch this. It's called 4 Girls Finger Paint. And if you watch 4 Girls Finger Paint and you want to sit there and say that Playboy is disgusting and degrading and this and that, if you can look me straight in the face and say that after watching something nasty like that, I'd be like, you're fucking an ignorant, stupid son of a bitch, aren't you? Goddamn. No, seriously. If you talk to any woman who sits there and says that Playboy is disgusting, it's degrading, this and that, blah, 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 I'd be like, before you go on your little feminist Nazi rant, hold on a second. Have you seen 4 Girls Finger Paint? Well, if you haven't, watch it. After you get done watching it, you're going to be like, you know what? Playboy is a lot more classy than I realized. You know, that's a very drastic comparison, yes, but the fact that there are people out there who still think that Playboy is pornographic, the fact that there are people out there who still think that, you know, I don't consider Playboy pornographic. I consider it tasteful nude. Well, at one point it was tasteful nude. Now it's just no nude at all. If you want nude models, you got to go to Playboy.com and sign up for their website and all that. And you can still get the hard copies, like the hard copied books will still feature nude models and shit, so it's a bit more exclusive, I guess. But you get what I'm saying. Oh, hold on a second. God damn it. Oh, that's better. Sorry about that, YouTube. I had to step off camera for a second. Fucking blow my nose, dude. I've been fighting this cold for the last 3 days. I'm starting to feel a little bit better, yes, but yeah. I love my strong. No, B. I'm so sorry about that. like I went to go blow my nose, and there was like some snot hanging on my goatee and shit. No. As soon as and I didn't see that before I got on camera. God damn it! It's all right. I acknowledge it. Got rid of it. At least I didn't sit here for 20 minutes doing this fucking number, and I look up and go, "What the fuck is that?" No. You know, it's at least I caught it before it was. Ugh. Unfortunately, when you have a fucking goatee and you go to blow your nose, that shit happens. Anyways, how long is this video? 25 minutes. It's not bad, you know? Man, I just wanted to say my fucking 2 cents, you know what I'm saying? Because when a legend like Hugh Hefner goes, you know, and a lot of these women are like, oh yeah, well, we'll show you, we'll see how you like it, you know, and because of that attitude, that's how Playgirl got started. That was in the documentary about Hugh Hefner. A woman created Playgirl in retaliation to Hugh Hefner's Playboy, basically saying, well, if men can do it, women can do it too, you know. And Hugh Hefner's like, all right, I'm down with that, that's how you feel, you know. Acted like it didn't even faze him, and it didn't, because by this time he's just like, that's cool, you know, I can respect your opinion. You know, you want to start a magazine for men, support their, you know, for what you want to start a magazine featuring men for women, you know. Hugh Hefner is basically saying, hey, if men are allowed to get their rocks off, you know, looking at Playboy and shit, then why shouldn't women have the same right? And a lot of women were thinking that. And the way he responded to it was just classic YouTube. Like, straight up. Now, some people have asked me if I would do a Playgirl cover shoot. Yeah, I would. I mean, if I got paid a decent amount of money to do it, and, you know, yeah, you know, if I got paid enough money to do it, then yeah, I'd do a shoot for Playgirl. Fuck yeah. Millions of fucking chicks would be like, whoa. But yeah, this really harsh pipe tobacco is gonna help me, you know, cough out all that mucus and shit. So it's actually helping, believe it or not. Damn. This pipe tobacco is so fucking moist, though. You gotta constantly torch it like that to get it going. But it's good tobacco. Trust and believe I'm gonna bust out the good tobacco, man. Especially when Hugh Hefner passes away. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. It's like paying a memorial, sort of. You know what I'm saying? I start off the video, I'm just like, hey YouTube, check this out. No, seriously, these are legitly original nude Playboys. I mean, the cover is not nude, thankfully enough. I mean, if the cover was nude, then I couldn't feature it on YouTube. So yeah, like legitly, these magazines right here are now moments in history. These are relics, man. Legitly. And I keep them tucked away nice and safe, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I still look at them because the chicks in here are dynamite. Damn. Yeah, some of these chicks are, holy Jesus, have mercy. Olivia Page. Oh yeah, she's sexy. Oh yeah, she is. Oh damn, girl, what's good? Oh, this chick's sexy too. Shit. And this other one I got over here too, man. Oof. Lord have mercy. Ooh, is that who I think it is? Sarah Pipkin. Oh my goodness gracious. Girl, what is up? This one's fiery little redhead, I tell you what. Damn, look out. I mean, literally, compared to some of the crap I've seen, this is very tasteful. You got various women in degrees of undress, and it's very tastefully done. It's not, you know. Here's the difference between Hustler and Playboy. Now, Hustler might feature naked women, yes, but usually the poses are more risque, you know. She might be like taking her fingers and spreading her twat open like that, you know, or like pinching her nipple, you know, shit like that. Playboy doesn't rely on that, you know, at least the older magazines didn't. The new ones don't. The newer ones aren't even going to feature nude models anymore. So, you know. But the old Playboy magazines, even when they were featuring naked women, didn't rely solely on sex to sell. You know, they let the attractiveness of their models, you know, and the tastefulness of the nude do that for them. Yeah. And he lived to be 91 years old, too. That's the thing of it. Like, so many... He's witnessed so much in one lifetime. That's something to think about, you know. I'm only 26 years old. You know, I'm fucking A, dude. I got a long ways to go. I'm going to see a lot of shit before I die. I can almost guarantee it. You know, when one of the legends goes, you know what I'm saying? It's just like... You realize your own mortality... to a degree, you know. I'm not gonna lie, I jack off those Playboy magazines multiple times when I was younger. You couldn't have access to internet porn. Oh yeah, that's the next best thing. You know, a lot of kids growing up, especially dudes, you know, sneaking into their uncle's cabinet or their dad's cabinet and sneaking a look at their Playboy, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, you know what I'm saying? Like, on the for real. That's how a lot of people, a lot of dudes remember a Playboy growing up as like, oh, it was this magazine, you're not supposed to look at it because you're told no, you can't look at it, but then you'd sneak a look and, yeah. Straight up, that's how, you know what I'm saying? And no disrespect to Hugh Hefner, I'm glad I caught the snot in my goatee before I continued on talking, because that would have been... Well, it's like the deep fried avocado video. I didn't realize I had a booger hanging on my nose during the entire fucking thing. And by the time I filmed it, I'm like... And put it up on YouTube, I was like... Oh, damn it. And I deleted the video because I'm like, nah, B. You're trying to sell a cooking video on YouTube, but you got a booger hanging out of your nose? Fuck that noise. Nope. Nope. I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of ironic. A lot of people would buy Playboy magazines because they couldn't have access to internet or something harder. And, you know, it got the job done just nicely. You know, it was tastefully done. And now, ironically, Playboy stopped putting nudes in their magazine because of the shit online. So it's like, back in the day, you got Playboy because you couldn't have access to internet and this and that. You know, and you could be more discreet with it, much like the gentleman leaving the porno theater, if you will, back in Hugh Hefner's younger days. You know, like I said, a lot of people back in the day, all they had were these little porno cheap movies, and that was it. You know, and then you had your erotic novels and with the occasional picture, and that was it. It wasn't like, you know. And society back then, like I said, society back then was so sexually repressed. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people felt like scumbags. You know, a lot of healthy, sexually active, normal adults would feel like absolute shit if they were caught leaving a porno theater. Like, oh, for shame, for shame. And it's like, dude, fuck that. Hugh Hefner was like, nah, fuck what society has to say. I want to take society standards and I want to flip it around and be like, no, no, no. We can feature nude women. It can be classy and not be over the top raunchy and still be considered erotic but tastefully done. You know, he found that balance. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people fail to realize we would not have internet porn today if Hugh Hefner hadn't started Playboy a long time ago. Ironically enough, I know I've said that Playboy is not pornographic, but there you go. That's just the irony in life. The irony in life. Something like Playboy breaks the mold of society's sexual repressed bullshits and says, hey, knock it the fuck off and appreciate this beautiful body. Boom. You know. But the fact that Hugh Hefner lived long enough to see his magazine take off, even in an age with online internet. And you know what Hugh Hefner said in his documentary? It makes you think. He said, I'm glad to have lived long enough to see a black president. I was just like, he's talking about, oh, dude, respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up. Like, back in Hugh Hefner's younger days, like, back when Hugh Hefner was my age, you know, when Hugh Hefner was 26, you know, blacks and what have you didn't have nearly as much rights as we do now, as they do now. That's it, my bad. I'm sorry, I did not mean to say that. That came out tongue twisted, blah. I mean, I have a black soul, but that's not, doesn't mean shit. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's funny because people ask me if I have black in me. I'm like, why do you say that? And like, because you got big ass lips. And I'm like, that's kind of racist. And I look at him like, I don't know for sure, but I can't believe you just fucking asked that fucking question. Look at them like, no, walk away. No, but to be fair, it is like almost 5 o'clock in the fucking morning, and I just found out about Hugh Hefner's death, and I'm like, oh, dude. Homeboy Scotty told me about it, and, you know, Homeboy Scotty was like, dude, that man was one of my idols, you know, and Scotty was kind of depressed about it, you know, he's like, bro, Hugh Hefner's one of my idols, and I'm like, you know what, bro, I can respect that, and he needed somebody to talk to about his depression and how he was feeling, you know, and I said, yeah, man, you know, I went over and helped him out a little bit, you know, and I'm like, you know, as soon as I get home, I gotta make a video about this shit, because this shit's got me thinking, you know. I fucking hate getting my words mixed up. That is a pet peeve of mine. Like, strangely enough, that is a pet peeve when I get my words mixed up and I say the opposite of what I meant to say. It happens to the best of us, but it just annoys the fuck out of me sometimes. It's like, where's your proper grammar, Mr. Saunders? You know. And then when you mix your words up to the point where it just sounds completely bad and you didn't mean for it to, and it's like, you know, and that's part of me growing up a little bit, I guess, is learning not to be so hard on myself and realizing that I make mistakes and that, yeah, I'm gonna say or do shit that's gonna make me look like a complete ass, but Everybody does that shit to a degree, man. Yeah. Although, ironically enough, Hugh Hefner stopped smoking his pipe when the Girls Next Door started filming, like, I think a couple seasons in. Hugh Hefner's like, oh, I'm going to quit smoking this pipe so I can live longer for you girls, you know, and then the girls he was with fucking move out, and it's like... Personally, I don't give a shit if tobacco kills me or not, because I'm gonna die either way. I can't fucking prevent it. And if I enjoy smoking tobacco, then I might as well enjoy every day of my life. Sincerely. I know it's kind of fucked, but that's the way I look at it. Yeah. You can't tell me, YouTube, you sincerely cannot fucking tell me that if you were a dude and your entire life you were surrounded by smoking hot girls, women, all day, every day, that you didn't have to deal with the bickering or the drama or the bullshit or this and that, blah, 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 what the fuck ever. It was just, oh, you wanted them for whatever, all you had to do is, hey, you, my room, now. Most guys wouldn't kill to have that, you know what I'm saying, but, you know. You gotta pay some respect to the granddaddy of all Mac daddies, you know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what Hugh Hefner was. He was the granddaddy of all sugar daddies, you know what I'm saying? Like, legitly. And fuck, if I had some whiskey right now, I'd be like, taking shots for him, you know? But I ain't got no fucking booze. All I got's my 2 cents and some tobacco. And your time for watching this video, so, yeah, you know. There's gotta be like a million motherfuckers out there right now. They're like, dude, first Chester, now Hugh Hefner. This is some bullshit. Straight up. That's how I feel right now, YouTube. I'm like, first Chester from Linkin Park kills himself, then Hugh dies of natural causes. It's like, god damn it, dude. Is what I have to say to that. What Hugh Hefner has left behind is a legacy, memories. You know, he had a chance to live his life and tell his side of the fucking story, you know. And, yeah, you know, which I think is good, because if you don't give somebody their chance to say their side of the fucking story, you know, 9 times out of 10, that's just shitty ethics, man. Because if you got a bunch of motherfuckers saying, oh, fuck this person, blah, 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 you know, and that person doesn't get a fair chance to say, hey, wait a second, that's not how it is, man, come on, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? And that's why a lot of people were, not just because he was successful and all that, but that's why a lot of people would interview Hugh Hefner as his entire life happened, because they're like, yo, a lot of women are saying this guy's a pervert and a fucking sexist and this and that, and they're like, no, that's kind of unfair, you know, you know, I'm gonna plug my phone in, hold on a second. Hugh Hefner has taken a sexually repressed society and helped it blossom. You know, plug my phone in, give me a second. If I would have found out about this sooner, this would have already been done, but, you know. Ugh. You know, I fucking hate getting a cold, but at the end of the fucking day, YouTube, you realize on the grand scheme of things it could be worse. Yeah. You always realize that there's always someone out there who's going to struggle a lot worse than you right now, you know. And I mean this in all sincerity. Condolences to Hugh Hefner's family right now, and all the many lives he's touched with his awesomeness, you know. Because if you actually sat down and talked to him or watched one of his interviews, you know what I'm saying? You're like, hey, this guy's an alright guy. He's legit. He's not some smug asshole, you know. He's actually legit, you know. He's a decent. Hugh Hefner was a decent human being. Okay, like, yeah, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stood for civil rights and a lot of other good things, you know. And I'm also gonna say this, YouTube: respect your fucking elders. Oh yeah. Trust and believe. If you don't respect your elders now, it's gonna bite you when you're old. Oh yeah, trust and motherfucking believe, YouTube. If you don't respect your elders now, it's gonna bite you in the ass when you're older. You're gonna have some youngster fucking giving you hell, and you're like, that's bullshit. And then you're gonna stop and think for a second. You're like, oh fuck. I remember the time when I was that kid's age, giving some old man my age shit. And now I'm getting it. Fuck. And it'll hit you, and you'll be like, shit. That's real talk right there, YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. You know, you can't tell me somebody who lived long enough to have both Pamela Anderson and Marilyn Monroe in the same goddamn magazine. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? There's guys several generations younger than him going, lucky son of a bitch. And unfortunately, it was bound to happen eventually. It's just a matter of when, you know. And when just happens to be a couple days ago, you know, and all you can do is make the best of it, man. That's really all you can do, you know. Like, sincerely, a shout out to Hugh Hefner. I hope he's in a happy place right now, looking down on his life and just smiling like, yeah, buddy, fucking pimp status. Yeah. Straight the fuck up, YouTube. Oh, I wish I could show you some of the models in those magazines that I have right now. But YouTube would be like, there's no nudity allowed on YouTube unless it's done for an artistic sort of sake or for medical purposes. And unfortunately, YouTube would consider Playboy pornographic. I know, right? That's fucking stupid. Nothing you can do about it, but at least the covers aren't completely nude, so there you go. That allows me to fulfill my purpose for this video and be like, yo, original Playboy's here. Yeah. And then they're not like super, super old school, you know, like legitly, but they're old enough to, yeah. Would I ever sell them or get rid of them? Fuck no. Like, that's a piece of history right there, man. These are Playboys, okay, like legitly, YouTube. These were Playboy magazines that were made when Hugh Hefner was still managing his own magazine. See what I'm fucking saying? Like, that's like collecting a really rare comic book. And that's just something you can't get rid of, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is there a copyright on these? Like what year they were made? Huh. You know, that is a good question. I do wonder that. Um, 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 no, I'm not seeing a year on these, but these aren't too terribly old, but they're definitely not from the last couple of years. I mean, they're more than a couple of years old. Like any hardcore Playboy collector who would see these right the fuck now. Like straight up, any hardcore Playboy magazine collector would see these two right here, and they'd probably be like, "Yeah, I'd be able to date those." Yeah. But it just shows you what happens when you set your mind to something. YouTube. Like even the women on the back of the magazine, fully clothed, you know, like legitly. It shows you every model, and they're all, well, they're not fully clothed, but they're at least covered, you know. Even with, even with a couple of these right here, they don't completely show the boobs, but just a little bit, you know. Now the reason why they do that, you know, especially with the plastic wrapping on the front of them before you unwrap them and shit, is just to sell them more discreetly in stores and shit. You know, so these are basically the equivalent of, you know, what Hugh Hefner went through growing up with those peep shows, as they were called, you know, where gentlemen would go in, pay a couple cents, see some movie, whatever, and then leave, you know. And then Hugh Hefner basically took that, made it a bit more tasteful and available to the general public, you know what I'm saying? Not to mention what Playboy has done for millions of lesbians everywhere, for a lot of women who are like unsure of their sexuality, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, for a lot of women who would look at Playboy, it'd make them feel comfortable about it, and they, you know what I'm saying? It helped them, you know? So Playboy didn't just help sexually frustrated men who just wanted to see some boobies. No, it also helped lesbians discover who they were, and it helped break this sexually oppressed mold that we had on society way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? It did so many good things, man. So many good things. And when you look at it from my perspective, like I just mentioned, you'll be like, okay, you know what? That might change your view on the magazine just a little bit. You'll be like, all right, you know what? That's what's up. I found that tobacco kind of pull through just a little bit. Yeah, buddy. I might just load a pinch more of that tobacco because that's good shit. And I'm on a good roll with this video. And goddamn right I'm gonna make this video an hour long. When legends like that go, it's only fitting. And like I said, you know, what Hugh Hefner's life has taught me is make the best out of your life. You have a dream, follow it, make it happen. When people are in your face telling you, oh, you'll never get anywhere, you'll never go anywhere, that's a stupid idea, blah, blah, blah. Fuck all that. Fuck all of that. When you got motherfuckers telling you you can't do it, you get back up and tell them, no, fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway. And it's no different with these YouTube trolls every other fucking day, fucking with me. You know, they fuck with me because they can't stand the fact that I'm not afraid to be myself. They fuck with me because they're jealous of my YouTube fame. So the only way they can seemingly fuck with me is to try to bring me down just a little bit. And when I don't let it fuck with me and I continue to make videos, oh, it pisses them off. It pisses YouTube trolls off so hard the harder they fuck with me, and I continue to make videos. Like, pff, the fuck you got? Not shit, motherfucker. You know. So in that sense, you know, Hugh Hefner is kind of a role model in a sense, you know, as a ladies' man, and as someone who you can legitimately respect because his hard work and dedication his entire life. It paid off, dude. Like, dudes and dudettes, bros and brodies, I'm serious. It paid off. Like, his hard work and dedication to something he believed in. Okay? Something he believed in. That kind of dedication pays off in the end. Yeah. And it wasn't just helping men get their fix for some tasty boobs, you know what I'm saying? It did more than that. Like I said, Hugh Hefner's magazine helped a sexually repressed society feel a little bit more comfortable about itself, but like I said earlier in the video, there's still motherfuckers that get offended by that shit, you know. Some people would classify Playboy as, oh, it's softcore porn. No, there is no softcore porn. There's porn and there's tasteful. That's just the way I fucking see it. Softcore porn, what the fuck is that? You're watching two hot-ass chicks play tennis and hitting that ball back and forth, and all you hear is, ah! Ah! Okay, is that softcore porn? Basically. No, all sarcasm aside, YouTube, I'm being so legitly serious with you right now. Like, I don't believe in I believe there's porn, and then there's hardcore porn, and then there's tasteful. You know. And there are some prude motherfuckers out there, let me tell you. There are some prude-ass motherfuckers out there. You know every one of them, don't you? I'm sure someone out there in your life is a prude son of a bitch that just finds anything remotely sexual or sexualized offensive. And this is the problem with it. YouTube, the female body, unfortunately, has been sexualized by our sexually repressed society. And we're not as sexually repressed as we were back in Hugh Hefner's day, mind you. But we're still somewhat sexually repressed. If people are getting offended by breastfeeding in public, then we're still sexually repressed. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, I'm just telling it like it is. And that's too blunt for you. That's not my fucking problem. You shouldn't have clicked the fucking video. But when a legend like Hugh Hefner dies, it makes you think about a lot of shit, you know, what his life was about, what he accomplished with his life, and what his life's work did for other people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of women out there who are struggling to become models got their big break with Playboy, and yeah, you know what I'm saying, they're now successful models because of it, you know. There are some women who in the past are like, nah, I wouldn't do Playboy because I'm not about doing nudes in my life, blah, blah, blah. But now that Playboy is kind of like, okay, well, we're going to make it so the magazine itself is no longer nude, but the hard copies and the calendars, maybe, you know. There are some women who might reconsider it just because the magazine itself is no longer nude. And there are some women who are going to be like, nah, I'm not about that scene, man. That's cool. You do what you do, you know? Do what makes you happy, you know what I'm saying? There are plenty of women who make successful careers without going that route. I'm just saying, if some women had that route offered to them and they took it, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Life is a fucking hustle. Oh my God, trust and motherfucking belief. Life is a fucking hustle, YouTube. And Hugh Hefner was like, okay, I see a business opportunity. Society is sexually repressed, and men don't want to feel like perverts walking out of those peep shows, you know. But then, as soon as Playboy magazines basically got rid of the peep shows, out in the irony, you know, you got strip clubs and online porn, which destroyed Playboy. Almost, but not quite. It's still hanging on. Because they got the merchandise, the cologne, and Playboy cologne. Okay, that shit, fucking smells bomb, dude. You get some Playboy cologne, fucking walking in like a fucking rock star, man. You smell like a rock star when you walk into the club. Straight the fuck up. That's legit. I'm not just saying that because of Hugh Hefner. I'm being serious. Playboy cologne smells awesome. You know, it's a good smelling cologne. Because they know their fucking market, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. As long as society still sexualizes women to some degree, then, ironically enough, Playboy still has a market. Even if they're not going fully nude in their magazine. You know what I'm saying? And some women might have a problem with magazines trying to, you know, spread that message, you know. But women shouldn't be mad at magazines like Playboy. They should be mad at society, really, for making that an issue, you know. It's very easy and very much a scapegoat to blame magazines like Playboy for sexualizing women's bodies in society. But really, that's society's fault. You know, that's not the magazine's fault. You know what I'm saying? And women nowadays really shouldn't bitch about Playboy anymore. Because it's like, okay, you know what? You don't like it or support the brand, that's fine. Don't fuck with it then. But to sit there and say that all this other shit, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's like, nah. If I heard some women just going off about how sexist and perverted Playboy was, I look at it and be like, you know what? I look at that girl and I'd be like, look, you need to go buy yourself a Play Girl magazine, finger your clit, and get over it. Because you want to sit there and say that Playboy's sexualizing women for their bodies, then what the fuck is Playgirl? Exactly, and that's just double standards, YouTube. You know, and that's why when Hugh Hefner found out about all these women starting Playgirl, he's just like, oh, that's cool, you know, and he took a very casual approach to his response. He's like, you know what? I have my Playboy, so why not? You know, he was totally open for the idea, too. If you watch the documentary on YouTube, he's like, I'm not going to read it personally, but yeah, do what you do, you know? I'm not going to say shit. It'd make me look like a hypocrite if I said shit, so fuck it, dude. Ladies want a magazine to glorify the male body? Fuck it, you know? Hugh Hefner wasn't going to say shit about it. Of course he wasn't going to say shit about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing of it, ironically enough, is Playgirl was started along the same concepts as Playboy. You know, taking a concept and normalizing it. Playboy started because society, like I said, was sexually repressed. And it's taking the female body and saying, you don't have to feel sexually repressed about it. It can be sexy without being sexual, this and that. It can be tasteful. And then, off that radical idea, you get Playgirl saying, well, if men can have magazines with naked women, then us women can have our magazine and our fun and blah, 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 and boom, boom. That's how it started, man. Straight the fuck up. And, you know, that's all I can pretty much say for this video at the most part, you know what I'm saying? Like, man. If you got some original Playboy magazines with actual naked women in them, hold on to that shit, man. Get that shit wrapped in plastic, man. Like, straight up the strongest plastic you can wrap any comic book in. I'd wrap your straight the fuck up. Now, if I could, I'd have my Playboy magazines with each page individually wrapped in, like, shrink wrap. You know, like how they laminate shit? Yeah. If I could laminate my magazine to where every page was individually laminated, I'd do it. That'd be sick. Like, preserve that shit, man, for future generations. For future goddamn generations, man. So when I'm old as fuck, I'll be like, yeah, I remember when Playboy used to do nudes, but then they switched it because of the damn internet, but I really can't complain because, you know, I can already see that would go down. Unfortunately. They'd be like, what the fuck is this? And they'd see the magazine and they'd be like, oh, it's one of them before the, you know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee you by the time I'm old as fuck, the internet's going to go like super cyber and people are going to be able to surf their websites and it's going to be projected in like a hologram and it's going to be right in front of them. Which in the future, I guarantee you that's going to make surfing Playboy.com a lot more fun Instead of seeing a 2D image right in front of you, you're seeing a full 3D holographic image of that woman right in front of you. I mean, you can't touch it, but it's standing right in front of you, you know. I bet you that's the technology we're going to see in the near future. I fucking bet you, dude. Wait and see. Wait and fucking see. Life is full of surprises, you know. And here's the thing of it. When I said life's full of surprises, do you think if Hugh Hefner would have given up on his dream, that I'd be sitting here on YouTube right now going, oh, look at that, original Playboy magazines, how about that? This right here is a legacy, YouTube. If he would have given up on his dreams, do you think he would have achieved anything? Fuck no. And that's just encouragement to any of you motherfuckers out there. You want to become a famous model, a famous musician, a famous artist, a famous poet. You want to make something of yourself. Don't let anybody tell you different. If you have dreams of making it big, don't let anybody fucking tell you you can't. That's bullshit. They're just jealous because you have faith in yourself and they don't have faith in themselves. Anybody who talks shit and says, oh, you can't do this, blah, 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 blah. They're just talking shit because they're jealous. You have ambitions. They lost their ambitions. Just because you lost your ambitions a long time ago, that doesn't mean you have to drag somebody else down with you. That's bullshit. You know, you find the inspiration to get the motivation back in your life. Okay, if you've lost your motivation, you gotta find that inspiration to get back into your life, dude. And what you're doing with your shit. You know, why you gotta drag somebody else down? Damn it. Oh, excuse me. Oh yeah, I remember watching The Girls Next Door when I was younger. Shit, when you're in fucking junior high and high school and you're seeing a bunch of hot ass chicks on TV, you're just like, excuse me, there's a puddle of drool on your lap. Would you mind cleaning that up? Oh yeah, shit, my bad. Yeah. And because of the models on The Girls Next Door, that TV show on E, a lot of those girls got their own spin-off shows because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, legitly. Which helped their career that much more. So, you know. And there might be some people who will disagree with a lot of what I say on this video. There'll be some people who are going to be like, well, you didn't see Hugh Hefner behind the cameras and blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, whatever. Okay. I came here to say my piece, which is rest in peace, Hugh Hefner, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't like it, kiss my Asperger's. Seriously. If you don't like my videos, why the fuck are you watching them? That's a waste of your time. That's what boggles my mind about these fucking haters, man. They call me gay and shit, but yet they're the ones with naked pictures of me on their fucking desktop. And they're using it to fuck with me. It's like, okay, I see how that works out. You're insecure. These trolls are insecure about their own sexuality, and they find me attractive. So they retaliate by using the photos of me to fuck with me. But again, when you're giving trolls the ammo to fuck with you, it's like they don't even realize you're making it way too easy for them. And thus, you're trolling the trolls. You know, they don't realize it. But eventually they realize it, and eventually they're like, you know what? I can't fuck with this guy anymore. I just, no, dude. This guy's too good at what he does. Fuck. You know, and when I got that text message when I was on YouTube Live earlier, I had a bunch of motherfuckers fucking with me, dude. Nothing out of the ordinary, you know. And all those motherfuckers fucking with me on YouTube Live earlier, one text message that said, for real though, I know you get fucked with really hard on the internet, but thank you for making videos, because your videos, the fact that you continue to make videos means a lot to a lot of people. And out of all the bullshit I faced online earlier last night, whatever, None of that meant shit, dude. Like that one text message, and then finding out about Hugh Hefner's passing, I'm like, man, there are bigger fish to fry. At least my videos help some people, and that's all that fucking matters. Fuck what the haters think. Oh, that makes me think of the song Rockstar by Nickelback. Because we all just want to be big rock stars, live in hilltop houses, driving 15 cars. Every Playboy bunny with her bleached blonde hair. I want a front door key to the Playboy mansion. Love to date a centerfold that blows all my money for me. Hire 8 bodyguards, love to beat up assholes for me. Sign a couple autographs so I can eat my meals for free. Yeah. I know it's cheesy to think dedicating the song Rockstar by Nickelback to Hugh Hefner. Yeah, that's cheesy a little bit, but when you think about it, it's kind of fitting, dude. Because Hugh Hefner was his own bona fide rock star. He didn't play a musical instrument, mind you, but, you know, he gave this sexually repressed society, and he made it just a little bit less sexually repressed. And he gave it art, you know. Now imagine, if you will, if Playboy had never been invented and internet porn never existed. Imagine a world where Playboy magazine, Hustler, and internet porn, none of that ever existed. Not even Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. If nothing like that existed, could you imagine how sexually repressed our society would be? If a photographer tried to take a picture of a beautiful woman in a nice, tasteful setting in black and white, you know, if he or she tried doing that picture in a very sexually repressed society, they'd look at that picture like it's taboo. And that, you know what I'm saying, that really stops and makes you think for a second, you know. And here's the kicker of it, man. Our society is sexually repressed, yet it's in 95% of the advertising. And on top of that, society will make you feel like absolute shit. Oh yes, society makes you feel like shit if you don't have a significant other. And then they put all this pressure on young people to have sex. And when you're not having or getting any, society makes you feel like shit. And on top of that, society is also very much body image obsessed. Oh yeah, that's the grand kicker of it all, you know. I tend to think a lot of jealousy that attractive women get is just from other attractive, less attractive women, you know, like that's just the truth of it. I knew of this chick who posted a picture on social media, very gorgeous, curvy woman, and she posted the photo of herself in some black bra and panties, and she posted it to have confidence in herself, you know, basically saying she's not ashamed of her curves, this and that, you know, and to prove that not all women are sticks, you know what I'm saying? And surprisingly, not surprisingly enough, the photo went viral because the chick who posted it is fucking drop dead gorgeous. Let's keep it real. Like, the chick who posted that photo is drop dead gorgeous. Let's keep it real. And she posted the photo to make that statement that she's not afraid of her curves, that not all women are created the same, you know? And she had a bunch of motherfuckers talking shit on it, but she didn't care. She's like, fuck y'all, you know? She didn't care. She's like, I know I'm gorgeous. Fuck what all you haters think, you know what I'm saying? And I can respect that, because I'm the same way with my fucking YouTube videos, 100%, you know? I'm not going to give the girl's name away on YouTube because I'm not about that, you know what I'm saying? I don't need trolls harassing her. Fuck that. Do-do-do-do. Okay, here's the thing. And this is a major, major hypothetical. Let's say you're a woman and you go to try out for Playboy, and they're like, you're a little bit too thick for our magazine, but, and then they tell you to come back when you lose some weight. That may sound shallow as fuck, but they have standards, and it's not like you can't go online and find some porn, because believe me, when it comes to online porn, there's something for everybody, just about. You know what I'm saying? You have two options. You can either say to yourself, you know what? Am I going to lose the weight because I want to and it makes me feel good, or am I going to lose the weight because they tell me to? And it is unfortunate when women get turned down from magazines because of that shit, but, bro, you know, not a whole lot of dudes want Jabba the Hutt on the front of the cover. I'm just fucking saying. Like, I'm just being legit. And you know what? Don't lose the weight because society tells you to. Do it because you want to. And this is the beautiful thing of it, is if you don't like something about your personal appearance, you can fucking change it pretty easily. You don't like the color of your hair? Fucking change it. You think you're a little too heavy? Fucking lose it. You know, find a way to lose the weight. If you don't want to, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You have that choice as a person. You have your own decisions. You know what I'm saying? But, like, women who try out for Playboy, they're told they're not good enough for the magazine, and then they spend the rest of most of the time bitching about the magazine, and then hating on women who make it. It's like, it just makes you look jealous. That's all I'm fucking saying. When all you had to do was either, you know, change or don't change. Really your choice. But don't change for what society says. You know, like I said, change for you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Hugh Hefner was a firm supporter of equal rights for both sexes. And, you know what I'm saying? He also supported women's rights. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people would not have expected that. A lot of people would not expect Hugh Hefner to be a feminist, because they think, oh, if you feature naked women in your magazine, you're automatically a pervert and you don't care about women at all. You're just a sleaze and blah, blah, blah. I can already hear people who talk like that, and it's just like, are you fucking retarded? Have you even watched any of his documentaries, any of his interviews, read any of his articles in his magazines? Oh, you haven't? So why the fuck are you talking shit? Gotta love having colds. At least my throat's no longer sore. I mean, I can deal with a mild cough and an occasional stuffy nose, and you know, that's doable. Like, at least I'm not shivering. I'm not sore throat. I'm not like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a little bit sick with a cold, but at least I'm functioning, and I'm not like knocked the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? This may take a while to upload to my desktop, but totally fucking worth it. See, I don't mind doing YouTube Live every now and then, because that gives me a chance to fucking slay trolls and interact with fans and show off my natural ability, you know. Like earlier when I'm sick as fuck to a degree, but stuffed up, but I'm still pulling off decent vocal covers. This one person commented, they're like, damn, bro. No, but legitly, if I could dedicate one, no, seriously, Rockstar by Nickelback. I sincerely fucking dedicate Rockstar by Nickelback to Hugh Hefner, like, legitly. A lot of people are gonna hate and say, oh, that's a stupid band and blah, blah, blah. But listen to the fucking lyrics, dude. And that song was made for guys like me who wish they could be as awesome as Hugh in his day. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people listen to that Nickelback song, and they're like, yeah, I can relate to that. A lot of people would love to live in hilltop houses driving 15 cars. A lot of people would love a front door key to the Playboy mansion. Dating a Playboy centerfold that blows all their money for me and know they don't care because they're living free. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people relate to that song because they love to be that successful. You know, when you sit down and listen to the music, and a lot of people are like, man, sick and tired of trying to get into clubs you'll never get in, like the bottom of the knife and eat. You know, tell me what you want. Brand new house on an episode of Cribs. No, even though he never actually married anybody, well, he did marry a couple people, but it never lasted. You know, the fact that Hugh Hefner wanted to be buried next to Marilyn Monroe, his first Playboy bunny, for fuck's sake, that just shows he had a little bit of romantic side to him in its own special way, I guess. Yeah, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's being legit, YouTube. And I'm repeating myself a lot in this video, but fuck it. How did Marilyn Monroe die? Was it a mafia hit or an undercover job? Nobody fucking knows. It's like 9/11. People have their theories. I better be careful what I say on YouTube. The government might come after me. Ugh. Knock on wood, but as I knocked on wood, I knocked my fucking phone off the desk. Classic. No, the government's got bigger fish to fry than me. Like some rambling autistic on YouTube. Who the fuck is this guy? Yo. On the for real though, I got some of this drier tobacco that lights better, and let's see, let's go with, yeah, that's the one, right there. Not a whole lot, but there you go. It's like 3 to 4 bowls of fresh tobacco for the glorious occasion. A time of sorrow, perhaps, but also a time to reflect on fond memories. You know, so maybe if you didn't know Hugh Hefner personally, then maybe Playboy magazine has touched your life in some way. I know it's a horrible pun, 'cause, God damn it. Because people masturbate to that magazine. I know it's a horrible pun, but there you go. All horrible puns aside, I'm being serious though. I will say this though, if you're gonna masturbate to Playboy, you see that shit? I'm not showing the pages, but none of them stick on this one. And oh, look at that. None of them stick on the other one either. If you're gonna jerk off to Playboy, like, you know, make sure you don't splooge all over the pages and shit. I mean, come on, that shit sucks, because, like, let's see, you got a favorite Playboy bunny, and now you can't get to her fucking page, because, like, say, you're trying to be discreet about that shit, you close it up real quick, and then, yeah. No. No. You got like a Kleenex or some shit. Keep the splooge off your pages. And then you can revisit your favorite bunnies anytime you want. I mean, you know, you might get some looks if you got a Playboy magazine or two from people, you know. But not nearly as bad as if they pick it up, and like if they pick it up and the pages are stuck together. People are gonna be like, oh, bro, that's just grody, Brody. You know, like, dude, come on. Like, we all know why you have it. We all know why you have the magazine. You ain't got to bullshit. You ain't got to lie to kick it. But at least have some class, bro. It's fucking Playboy magazine, bro. Wait, no. Don't let the pages get stuck together. Don't spill shit on it. Just, no. No. Although now, ironically enough, it feels like you're collecting a CD or a record of some sort. You know, they don't make, well, they still make CDs and records and shit, but all the music is digitalized, and it's the same thing with Playboy, you know. They still make the magazines, but online porn's kind of got them beat at the moment, but not entirely, you know what I'm saying? There's still a market for it. And in order to survive, you know, so it was a sacrifice they made, going against their principles and what they originally started on the magazine on, and saying, okay, you know what, we can't compete with online porn, so we're gonna make the magazines non-nude to try to appeal to a wider audience. They did that to survive, and that's honestly, at the end of the day, that's honestly why they did it. You know, do you think they wanted to do it? Probably not. They're probably like, now, could you imagine that meeting right there? They're like, I don't know how Hugh's gonna feel about this, but we can't compete with online porn, and we could just offer nudity online to compete with the online porn, and then offer nudity in the hard book calendars and coffee table books and shit. Okay, then. And they're like, okay, pros and cons to this. Pros, we might lose a couple of loyal readers. A couple, yes, but that's a con. But the pro is we might gain a shit ton of more readers. And strangely enough, it was a smart business tactic, because as soon as Playboy decided to no longer feature nude women in their magazine, you know, make it more like Maxim or Sports Illustrated Swimsuit, you know what I'm saying? Make it a little bit more clothes, but still, you know, erotic to a degree, you know. They were able to reach a wider audience. Yes, their audience grew by about a million or so, and it's like, yeah, when a company like that decides to do a complete 360 on the way they run things, people are going to talk about it, and they're like, okay, is this legit? Is this some early April Fool's joke? And then when they see it's legit, they're like, huh. Yeah. Which, in a way, it's going to make older Playboys that actually have nudes in them more valuable and more of a collector's item, if anything. You know, and it also helped their brand grow a little bit by reaching a wider audience, you know. So, you know, that breaks that down a bit more into detail, I guess. 1 hour and 27 minutes. Damn, it's a long ass video. This is a mixture of rum, pipe tobacco, and blackberry brandy. It's a lot drier than that black Cavendish I was smoking earlier, and not as harsh. But I raised my pipe to Hugh Hefner on the For Real Though. YouTube on the For Real Though. Yeah. I bet you right now Hugh Hefner is sitting next to Bing Crosby, and they're like, hey, you want to smoke some pipe tobacco? Fuck yeah. I bet you Bing Crosby and Hugh Hefner are sitting next to each other in the spirit world going, what's up? You smoke a pipe too, eh? Cool. What'd you do? I was a musician. What'd you do? I created Playboy magazine. Rock the fuck on. You know, strangely enough, I think Bing Crosby might have been alive when Playboy was at its peak, like in the 60s and 50s and 60s and shit. Early 70s, yeah. If you think Playboy is pornographic, you're an idiot. That's just the only way I can honestly say it. Especially now that their magazine is no longer nude. It's even less pornographic than it was before, like if that's even possible, you know. But they did it to keep the brand alive and reach a wider audience so that Hugh Hefner's dream lives on, in a sense. So it was a small sacrifice to make, but in a way it was radical. Like the idea when Hugh Hefner first started Playboy magazine, you know what I'm saying? That's one way to look at it. And that's only the best way to look at it, because when I first read that article, there was a part of me from junior high and early high school going, sell out motherfuckers. God damn it. You can't blame them for switching, but fuck. And women who are attractive know they're attractive most of the time, trust and believe. And they'll use that to their advantage, trust and believe. But just because a woman's attractive, don't let it ensnare you. There's nothing wrong with having a healthy sexual appetite for pussy, but, you know, there's nothing wrong with having a healthy appetite for pussy, but don't let it control you, you know. That's all I'm saying. Like, pussy's pussy at the end of the fucking day, you know what I'm saying? And really, sex isn't gonna matter unless you find someone really special. That's all I'm fucking saying. You know what I'm saying? And most people will go most of their lives before they find it. You know, some people will find it quicker than others. It's just a matter of if and when. I'm not tripping out about it. You know, the right girl will come along when it happens. I'm just biding my time. You know, I'm getting better at guitar, getting more famous on YouTube, what have you. So these fucking YouTube haters want to say, "Oh, you'll never become a famous YouTuber. You'll never become a rock star with your music." I would say, I look at Hugh Hefner and I beg to differ. I started a magazine from practically nothing. One camera, tiny ass fucking studio, and a vision. And when he first put it together, people were like, "Whoa," you know, because the concept back then, holy shit, you could see a naked woman without going to a peep show and paying some cents and then walking out of there like, you didn't see me there, you didn't see me there. Well, I mean, I can view nakedness in the comfort of my own home without feeling like a complete perv. Okay, cool, I can dig it. Oh, check it out, the article, even better, sweet. So people can try to play it off like, oh yeah, I'm just reading it for the articles. Yeah, bullshit. That's part of why you're reading it. Like, your hand looks a little red. You been spanking that monkey? Geez, what the monkey do to piss you off so much? Monkey eat all your bananas and then shit in your cornflakes or what? You know, I'm trying to add humor to a serious video. It's a way for me to, you know, take the grief of a situation and add light to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that makes any sense. I don't know. But like I said, that's some surreal shit. When legends like that go, it makes you realize your own mortality like that. You know. And there's times you stop and think like, oh fuck, I'm 26. God damn, where does the time go? And there's times where I'm like, nope, don't even stop and think about it. Just enjoy it while it lasts. This tobacco right here is not as moist as the other tobacco, so it gets going pretty easy once you get it going. Yeah. Oh, yes. I do enjoy a good pipe tobacco that's very smooth. Life goes on, tubes. Make the best of it. I love doing that trick. I love doing that Zippo trick. That's a great way to get chicks to notice you at a bar. You step outside to light your fucking cigarette, and you light your cigarette by doing that. Or first I'll do the trick where it disappears and then it reappears. Then fucking light my cigarette with the Zippo doing that trick. They were like, the combination of those two, they'll be like, who the fuck is this guy? Some kind of sorcerer. Oh wait, that's that famous gothic King Cobra dude. He's a famous YouTuber. Ooh, I heard he's super bad at guitar. Yeah, badass. Now, I'm very capable of getting a girlfriend, but unfortunately when you're a famous YouTuber, that does kind of help and hurt you. What I mean by hurt is it intimidates some people. You know, like, you know, they don't know if I'm going to be super chill to talk with or what have you, you know, and it's just, you know. You know, and it gets to a point where if I'm like 7,000 to 8,000 subscribers in, on top of the 6,000 I have now, then people are going to be like, hey, wait a second. It's going to start happening more and more. People are going to be like, I recognize that fucker. Oh my god, Scott the King Cobra, hell yeah. I had a string snap on my guitar the other day and didn't even let it affect me. I was just like, pfft, replace it when I replace it. Like, legitly. And when you're out of fucking cigarettes, trust and believe you're gonna chain smoke pipe tobacco a little bit. Less chemicals than cigarettes, and to most non-smokers it smells better. Less chemicals, therefore it's cheaper. And therefore it's a lot healthier for your body. But I'm a tobacco connoisseur by nature, man. I smoke because it's relaxing. The nicotine stimulates my dopamine receptors, which is something that having Asperger's, when you have Asperger's syndrome, your brain doesn't fire off dopamine like it's supposed to. And the nicotine releases dopamine, so it's a no-brainer, really. A no shit science. And some science has suggested that the stress relief from nicotine can sometimes outweigh the health cost of it. And there is some science to back that up. There's a 111-year-old World War II veteran, oldest known World War II vet in existence. There's several videos of him on YouTube. This old-ass African-American man, cool as shit. So what's your secret to living so long? I smoke 12 cigars a day. I don't inhale them, I just puff on them. I drink whiskey, I drink coffee, I eat ice cream. I do stuff that makes me happy. You know. And, you know, I honestly, sincerely think the key to Hugh Hefner's long-ass life, you know, he did stuff that made him happy. You know, he built an empire from the ground up, and the success off of it made him happy. You know what I'm saying? And challenging the status quo of the day, you know, and what was considered the norm, you know, and breaking that mold, you know, and revolutionizing something, starting a revolution and changing the way people think, you know what I'm saying? That, what, I bet you that was his drive, man. You know, and having that lavish lifestyle would make any person happy. I don't give a fuck who you are. That's just the fucking truth, man, you know? Yeah. Now, granted, yes, the lavish lifestyle would make anybody happy, but you don't need that to be happy. If you want to get to that place, you gotta find your niche in society. And when you find your niche in society, life tends to go a lot more smoothly, you know? Sometimes you get into a niche that it seems right, but then things change for the better or for the worse, you know? You really can't predict what's going to happen in life. Sometimes life is unpredictable. You might see snippets. Okay, if you're more in tune with your psychic ability, you might be able to see snippets of it in the future, but it doesn't always tell you how it's going to get there, you know? So you can see like an awesome sort of, yeah, thing, and in the near future, and, you know, yeah. But life works in mysterious ways, YouTube. It really does. I remember when I got fired from Wendy's, and I was jobless for a long ass time. That shit sucked, you know, but I kept going, and I got a better paying job that's better suited for me, you know what I'm saying? And rubbing that in trolls' faces, the same assholes that got me fired from my last job, was so satisfactory, you have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just like, yeah. I'm sorry, what? You knocked me down on my feet, I get back up, keep making videos the whole way there, you know? And at some point, these trolls will learn, you know? And trust and believe, Hugh Hefner had to deal with some trolls back in the day. They weren't online trolls by any means, but there are people who thought his magazine was too controversial, or that it was tasteless, and, you know, shit like that, like I explained before. And it's like, dude, no. You take these people who think Playboy is tasteless and you show them 4 girls, 1 cup, I guarantee you they'll be like, oh, okay, you know what? That just changed my perspective on a lot of shit, like, legitly. I felt like that could have been a Sean joke right there. That was, yeah. But anyways, this is King Cobra JFS with another video. You know, sharing my 2 cents, if it even matters much, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I'll definitely say this, man. Like, legitly, Hugh Hefner, rest in peace. Your magazine will live on. Legitly. I got 2 copies of it right fucking here. And if I flip through some of these, they even still have the things that come with them. I still have the original discount offer. I use it as a bookmark, legitly, in both of them. Or I think in this one, what about this one? Okay, I think I might have lost the discount offer for this other one. But considering the age of these magazines, and they're not the oldest, but they're definitely not new, the fact that I even still have the discount offer in one of them is legit. Yeah. You see with the Playboy Natural Beauties, and this other one's the college edition. Yeah, buddy. Now, what if your dad tried to give you a safe sex talk because you just got a girlfriend and you'd already had sex with her and you're already being smart about it? You'd chuckle, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yes, you would. You want to stop molestation in the Catholic churches. You tell clergymen that sex is not a sin, that God said it was okay, but there are rules, just like the 10 Commandments. The person must be 18 years of age or older and must be safe and consensual. And rape is a sin. Period. Guarantee that stops that. You tell clergymen that all of a sudden they're allowed to explore their sexual desire as long as the person is 18 years or older and is consensual. And if you still have a problem with it, talk to that asshole up there. You know, because if God is real, he's a sadistic asshole. He's got a sick sense of humor that I can appreciate if he is real. Not saying he is, but, you know. When women live together or work together for a long enough time, their biological clocks synchronize. Long story short, Skippy Jim, if one has their period, it's going to be a domino effect. They're all going to have it afterwards. That being said, Hugh Hefner living in a mansion full of hot-ass chicks sounds like fun, but then, oh God. One of them starts menstruating. He's just like, you know what? I want to sit in my room and I want to eat my applesauce, and I'm just going to let them do their thing. It's good to be me. Pretty much how that went down. Probably he'd find, yeah, I bet you. I fucking bet you. Most men could dream of fucking chicks that Hugh Hefner has had sex with, like some of the chicks he's had sex with. Most men could only dream like the kind of chicks you'd see on porn videos, legitly. He was hitting that shit all his life, legitly, like a blunt. Hit it and never quit it, you know. That's admirable in some way, you know. A lot of guys would strive to be like that to a degree, you know, to have that kind of money and that much pussy at your feet to where all you have to do is, you know, it's like picking out a brand of cigarettes. What, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your flavor preference today? Or like, to be more classy, like picking out a cigar. Like, what's your preference today? You know? Because women are like fine cigars. You know, there's a variety out there. Some cigars are skinny, some of them are a little bit thicker. And if you treat your cigar right, you know, it'll be a smooth smoke all the way through. You dig what I'm saying, YouTube. And that's no different with women. You treat them right, they'll treat you right. But I know that's hard. If you've been in shitty relationships and the opposite sex has treated you like shit. Either you've had shitty relationships or you've been rejected a lot. I know it's hard to to be that mature, courteous motherfucker. Where you're just like, oh, I've been stepped on so many times. I could be a dick right now, make myself super attractive, and deny it, and just deny it until I find the right one. Make all the other women jealous. Oh yes, I could. Yes, I could. That's a long ass wait. God damn it. So I could be a chauvinistic dick and just settle for less because it's easy pussy, or I could be more classy about it and fucking wait for the right one and fucking play my cards smooth. God damn it, this is some bullshit. But waiting for the right girl is like getting better at guitar. It's not gonna happen overnight. That right there is fucking real talk, YouTube. If you got the patience to get better at guitar, you got or anything like it, you got the patience for dating. And guitar playing is going to be frustrating at times, and that's no different with dating, really. You get these gorgeous ass women who get treated like eye candy, and it's like, dude, come on, bro. And if you want to make accusations about Hugh Hefner treating his ladies like eye candy or whatever, say what you want to fucking say, okay? Those girls got paid big money to be in that magazine. Enough money that they be comfortable for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So you really, at least he's being fair. He's not just gonna be like, okay, show me your pussy and your boobs, and then not pay shit. He's not gonna do that. At least he was a businessman at the end of the day. Like he's not gonna be like, okay, you know what? He's not gonna stiff them literally. That's a horrible pun to make, but there you go. That works. He wasn't gonna stiff his clients. No, fuck that. Or his models, whatever you want to call it. No, well, at least not like that. Oh, god damn it, the sexual puns in this video. Which I think, in all honesty, I think if Hugh Hefner had a sense of humor, he would have gotten a kick out of it. He'd been like, that's some funny shit right there. This motherfucker. No, but this is like practically almost 2 hours long, Yeah. Times change, you can't change that. Time waits for no person. It continues its slow and yet progressively fast pace. I bet you right now, no disrespect to Chester, of course, but Hugh Hefner gets to the other side, looks at Chester and says, man, I lived twice as long as you and I achieved so much. Not talking shit, but like, bro, come on. We both left behind legacies, but I lived longer than you did because I wasn't like that, No, I'm serious. Fuck suicide. Like, Chester could have lived to be as old as Hugh Hefner. I don't doubt that for a second. He could have been touring with Linkin Park till he was like 75, and he could have been like, bro, I'm gonna retire comfortably, and this is gonna be sweet. Telling all his great grandchildren about Linkin Park and what it stood for and the music and what it meant to him and his fans and all that. I could definitely see that happening, but no. And the shitty thing about suicide, YouTube, is you never know what you miss out on in life. Now, do you think if Hugh Hefner would have gotten depressed and killed himself before he started Playboy, it wouldn't be here? Like, straight the fuck up. You never know what you miss out on in life, and that's real talk, YouTube. You know, you think life sucks now, but eventually it gets better to a degree, enough to where it's either going to be awesome or, you know, you can live with it, you know? And you see how Chester's suicide affected people. And you may not be as famous as Chester was, but if you kill yourself, all that grief that Chester's fans felt is condensed into a much smaller circle, and the people that care about you around you are gonna feel that, dude, and that's for real, dude. You know, and I get bullied on YouTube, but there's people going through hurricanes. Think I give a shit about bullies? Fuck no. And there are people who are affected by hurricanes recently, and that shit sucks, dude. You know, if I had $1 billion at my fingertips, I'd be like, yo, let's get this shit fixed. But I don't. I'm just one voice, one person, you know. Yeah. So when I see people going through shit like that, I'm just like, even beforehand, you know, that still puts your shit into perspective, you know. You know, not to talk shit on our president, but you know, Hugh Hefner and Donald Trump, you could say they both admire the female body, yes. But at least Hugh Hefner was classy about it, you know. Legitly. Playboy magazine is tasteful, you know. Donald Trump saying grab him by the fucking pussy. You know, he didn't say it like that, but come on. I think saying grab him by the pussy is a lot more vulgar than Playboy magazine. What Hugh Hefner did was tasteful, as compared to some of the tasteless things that Donald Trump has said. Not trying to make Hugh Hefner's death political or nothing. I'm just making a fucking fair point. You know, people still want to bitch and say that, oh, Playboy magazine is da 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 da. You know, like, come on, bro. Think for a second. Some of this shit that Donald Trump has said is way more pornographic than what Hugh Hefner has done in his lifetime. I mean, for fuck's sake, this people like a family man, yeah, but what Trump said about his daughter was borderline beyond creepy. Like, seriously, YouTube. That's something to think about, though. On the for real. Make this video 2 hours long because I can. And it's because it's for the memory of an awesome person, you know, an awesome legacy. Like 1 hour and 57 minutes, 1 hour and 58 minutes. Between like the three and a half plus hour stream I did earlier and this 2 hour long video. Oh yeah, the fans are gonna be set on video for a minute. Yeah. I'll make shorter videos as time goes on, yes. That's the beauty of my YouTube channel. It's only gonna continue to get bigger. And what are all these haters gonna say? Nothing. They're just gonna keep talking shit like they always do. This video was a tribute slash kind of make you think for a second. A tribute slash food for thought video, you know. Yeah. That sums that shit up nicely. 1 hour and 59 seconds and counting. That'll definitely do for a fucking video. That's for damn sure. Good quality shit right here. One hour, 59 seconds, and 37, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds left, yo. And time just keeps on ticking, like every video played, like every second passing by.